Kellie Reich. I'm a licensed professional counselor and also a certified EMDR therapist who help women ages 18 and older deal with their trauma by utilizing what's called EMDR. EMDR is eye movement desensitization reprocessing. So what it does is it brings up memories to where you can reprocess them. You're not going back to the event per se. You're not reliving it, but you are going back to it in a sense that it's going to the root cause. Talk therapy is really good and beneficial, and it allows you to articulate what you're feeling, but it doesn't get to the root cause, where EMDR is able to do that using bilateral stimulation, using eye movement to bring up these reprocessed memories, targets, images, events, to get to the root, to where you're going to respond differently to it. You're going to, you're not going to react. These triggers that, keep coming up are going to be less and less. So it makes those, you don't forget it. You never forget it, but you don't react to it as you once did. What you felt in your body that was heavy, because we feel all this trauma is stored in our body. So what we felt at that point starts to dissipate and lessen to where you don't feel it anymore. So imagine your seasons or those years of living in all that stuckness, that darkness. So imagine seeing a peephole of a light. So that's what EMDR starts to do for you. You start seeing a little bit of light. And as you process that and continue to process it, because it's not a genie in a bottle, you don't do one session and boom. You may start to feel better within that session or a few sessions, right? But it's not something that, it's going to be right then and there. So you start seeing a little bit light. But as you do those reprocessing, you continue to target those memories, you start to see a little bit more light. And then you see a tunnel of light. And so that's what it does. It's taking that darkness into lightness. It's taking those negative thoughts, those triggers that's been affecting our whole life, into a place of peace and calmness in our body, because it's releasing all that stuff. Imagine, you take a walk exercising, right? That's another way to view it. When we walk, we start to feel better, right? When we move our body, we start to feel better. And that's all a part of EMDR and healing and helping ourselves. That's part of our coping. So it's seeing a light at the end of the tunnel.